state certification. There are private certifications, there's federal certifications, and every business is a little bit different in terms of what it needs and what makes the most sense for it. So we can help you create a strategy for doing that. And there's just like little quirks to the certification process. Like if you get certified with the city or with our agency, the WBDC, you can do a short form application with the state of Illinois to get a BEP certification really quickly. And I always recommend that you do it that way instead of applying directly at the state. So stuff like that we can help you with as you're kind of entering into this space. And then from there, we can help you with actually researching opportunities, finding out how does the government buy the services that you provide, and then also then getting information on upcoming opportunities. We have a service called Bid Match that is something that our clients really love because you get an email every day with the government opportunities that match the keywords that we put in. So if you're a restaurant, we would put in, catering, restaurant, food distribution, keywords like that. And then you would get an email every day with those bid opportunities at the state, local, and federal level, or just one of those levels if you'd like. So we have a lot of different ways that we can assist you with getting contracts to grow your business.
Absolutely. Thank you. The following question is going to be, what does it mean to get certified as a minority, woman, or veteran-owned business? What other types of certifications for special populations are there?
Well,
Regents, you can field this
I
one.
guess we'll just start that way so we're not confused. So the city of Chicago, we have 6 certification programs. We have the minority-owned business enterprise, the women-owned business enterprise, the business owned and operated by people with disabilities, the veteran-owned business enterprise. And those 4 are local programs. We also have 2 federal, which is the disadvantaged business enterprise, and the airport concession disadvantaged business enterprise. So depending on the contract funding, really is that is what the specific certification you would want, right, to meet a goal. And, there are special criteria for those. In general, we can talk about the 5 basic eligibility requirements, which is ownership, right? 51% of the business must be owned by either a minority, woman, veteran, person with disability, or for the federal programs, socially and economically disadvantaged person. And that owner, that majority owner, must be independent. So depending on what codes you're asking for, what's service or whatever you're selling, you have to have that technical expertise. So for instance, we get a lot of so we're talking about in the food industry, right? So those type of businesses would have to have that expertise and show that and demonstrate that to us and control the business. And then for the local program, let's call it the headquarters where the business is being managed and controlled must be in the 6-county region, which is Cook County, DuPage, Kane, Will, Lake, and McHenry. For the federal program, the DBE, ACDBE, the firm can be located anywhere in Illinois. And then there's also a size test that we do for small, to determine that you're a small business. For this group, it's about $43 million on average. So you'd have to be a small bit, you'd have to be making less than that over, the rules just changed. So 3 year, it actually still remains 3 years, but for the federal program, it's over 5 years. So yeah, those are the basic eligibility requirements. And again, we offer 6 programs. I don't know if did I answer all of your questions? I should really start writing them down. Like I'm in an interview. Did I miss any points there?
I think you covered it. I think the point is that, veterans, persons with disabilities, women and minorities can get certified. I'll just add that there are out there, besides at the City of Chicago, there's small business certifications. You can get a small business certification at the state level and at the federal level. So you could be, not have any sort of social disadvantage. And I think that kind of covers it. There's a variety of different types of certifications you can get.
Thank you. I'll turn it to the crowd really quick to see if anybody has any questions for anything that Regents or Mara mentioned. Okay, if not, then I'll keep on rolling through questions, but feel free.
I'm sorry, Dakar. How do you pronounce your name?
It's Dakari.
Dakari.
Yeah.
I did want to add, I think you did ask, what does it mean to be certified? So I think I want to point out that, so many of the majority, almost all of the city contracts, opportunities have a target, right? Program goal. So right now it's about 26% for minority owned businesses, and about 5 or 6% for women owned businesses, meaning those contracts, there's that specific goal to meet the minority and the women owned program goal. So those big prime contractors have to use minority women owned businesses that are certified through the city. We have reciprocity with the county. And that's very important to know because, if they can't fill that, they're not in compliant with those contracts. We also, the other benefit of being certified is it provides visibility. So once your firm's certified with the City of Chicago, you're going to a directory, and that directory is accessible by the public. So there are other agencies, businesses that if they need to meet some type of program goal, let's call it, they can go to our directory and pull your firm's name. And then again, we have reciprocity with Cook County. So if there's a Cook County contract out there that you would be able to it would be able to be met with our certification. And we also have the Illinois UCP. So that's for the federal program. It's the Illinois Unified Certification Program. So it's the City of Chicago, Illinois Department of Transportation, CTA, Metra, and PACE. Those 5 agencies, if you're certified with the City of Chicago, DBE, ACDBE, it's reciprocal. So you can go in and you'll be able to bid on those contracts and use your certification for that. And then the City of Chicago also has a target market program. So that provides exclusive bidding to those MBE, WBE firms, and it allows those businesses to take 100% of the contract because there are no subcontractor goals associated with that. And we have there's many other advantages to being certified. So we highly encourage it.
Thanks, Regents. I want to uplift the conversation that was going on within the chat.
Yeah.
Mary,
Uh-oh.
I can
yeah,
me to recap. So Mary Mora asked if she's located outside the city of Chicago, should she contact us? And I was saying that Regents mentioned the 6-county area. So if you're outside of that 6-county area, you are not qualified for City of Chicago certification. But if you're inside of there, you're definitely qualified and should apply. But if you're outside of that area, there are other certifications that you can get. The state of Illinois is one. There are, our agency, the WVDC, will certify you as a WBE, kind of as a private certification. So there are definitely other options for you if that is the case.
Yeah, and so, right, our local program, you have to be in the 6-county region. But for the DBE, ACDBE, your firm company can be located anywhere in Illinois.
Thank you. I'll roll into the next question. Why would a farm or food business like a distributor, caterer, or restaurant choose to become certified? Regis, I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, but
yeah, I was going to say, I mean, those benefits that I talked about before, just a minute ago, actually, would be a benefit. What I would also say too, though, is for your firm in general, it's just a great marketing tool to have at your certification. I really have nothing else to say. Sorry.
I can chime in on that one. So I spent the week at an airport conference for minority-owned businesses. So Regents mentioned the ACDBE certification. So that's the Airport Concessions Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. So that's what I think of when I think of restaurants getting certified. If you wanted to put your restaurant in O'Hare or Midway or any other airport, that certification makes a lot of sense. Another reason the certification might make sense for a restaurant would be the Chicago Park District has opportunities. The Riverwalk has, MBE, WBE goals. I've seen the CTA utilizes the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise certification. So that's the federal one for if you've seen like concession stands in CTA stations. I had a client who put a Dunkin' Donuts in a CTA station and used her DBE certification. And then in terms of food distribution, there are kind of interesting opportunities there. A client of mine who was a food distributor had contracts to distribute food to the Cook County Jail that used certification. She also did a lot of work with casinos and things like that liked her certification. They didn't require that it was City of Chicago, but they took it. So that was something that she used. And then I also think that she sold to McPeer, MPEA. So there's a lot of kind of interesting ways that you can leverage your certification, even though it's, typically certification makes the most sense in construction. It was kind of conceptualized for the construction industry, but it definitely has uses in the food industry.
And I do want to point out that just recently, maybe this week, that there was a press release announcing DBE participation goal of 19.3% at O'Hare Airport and 24.4% at Midway. So there's a lot of opportunities for your DBE, your ACDBEs out there. You know, and I also want to point out, I don't know if this is relevant really to this specific group, but ACDBE is not just also, it's not just airport concession stands. If you're providing like providing a service to an airport concession, or supplying the airport concession with your products, that would be considered an ACDBE goal. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It's not exclusive to just opening up an airport concession. If you're providing a good or service to an airport concession, that's also ACDBE.
Thank you. The next question will be, what does the process for certification look like, and how long does it typically take?
Well, for the city of Chicago, we're working hard to meet our 90-day goal. So that means from the time we receive all of the information to, you know, signature, if it's a recommendation for approval, it's about 90 days. What's great now though is if your firm does become certified for the local program, it's one fee, it's $250. It's an application fee, but you're certified indefinitely now. You don't have to do a 5-year recertification, which, you know, is taking a little bit longer. But yes, you do have to report any material changes to us within 10 days of that material change. And then just annually, you file annual no change affidavit. You provide your most recent tax returns, and that should continue on as long as you're in compliant with the rules and the regulations. The DBE ACDBE application is free. So the thing about that is, if you wanted to apply for the local and the federal, I suggest you apply at the same time so it gets reviewed together, and it will take less time in the long run, because the basic eligibility requirements is very similar to the federal program. The local program is very similar to the federal program. Yeah, I mean, that's what it depends too, you know, it depends on how cooperative and how responsive you are, because it's an electronic application, and we'll send requests for information in the portal, and so it gets sent to your email. You have to respond timely. You have a total of 30 days to respond to requests. So you don't want to have your application closed, because otherwise, you know, you're out $250, and then if you're still interested in applying, you have to reapply.
I don't have too much to add to what Regent said. I will just add in, I talk to a lot of clients who like to start the application right away. My suggestion is always look at the required documents list and, you know, put together all your documents first. There's a lot of documentation that's required, and sometimes, you know, you have to track something down and it takes you a while, or you have to go apply for something like a business license. So make sure that you have your documents ready to go before you start the application, and then get into the process.
Yes, because once you start your application, the City of Chicago application, you have 30 days. I mean, 90 days, I'm sorry. So you have plenty of time. So if you reach that 90 days and you haven't submitted your application, it gets automatically purged. But the good thing, I guess, at that point for once we receive your application, there's the intake process. We receive it. Somebody's looking to see if you have all of the mandatory documents in there. It's just an overview review, and then we receive it, and then we'll invoice you for the local program. We'll invoice you. You pay it. Once you pay it, then it gets signed to certification officer. I just want to point that out. But if your firm gets WBE certified with WBDC, if your firm, we have an abbreviated application. So we don't ask for as much information if your firm is already certified with WBDC or CMSDC, the Chicago Minority Supplier Development Council, the MBE.
Thank you. And I guess along with that, would you all have any recommendations for resources and support out there to support small farms or food businesses who don't necessarily have the internal capacity or legal expertise to apply for certifications on their own?
Yeah, that's us.
Okay.
So we are, again, we're a procurement technical assist center. So we get funding from the state of Illinois to provide these technical assistance services to small businesses. So these services come at no cost to you. We are completely funded by the state. So take advantage of us. I mean, we provide a lot of good assistance. You know, if you're ready to, if you know what you're doing, you're ready to apply, go jump on the website and go put your application in. But most companies aren't like that, as your question kind of gets at. So if you don't know, do I have bylaws? Do I need an operating agreement? You know, do I need equipment? Is this going to disqualify me if I don't have this? Come and have a one-on-one counseling session with us, and we can help you understand what you need to, what you have to have, and what's okay not to have. So we understand that there is, it's a confusing process because they, you know, Regents and her group's job is to make sure that you meet the requirements. But putting together that application can be confusing, especially if you're just not familiar with these types of documents or these types of questions. We can help guide you through that process. I will put in my in the chat the link to make an appointment with my group. Again, we will do a one-on-one, we'll do as many one-on-one counseling sessions as you need to get ready to submit your application, and we can hold your hand as much or as little as you need. So I will put that link in the chat.
And it's free of charge.
We say, Dakari, no cost, because we all pay for it with our taxes.
Good.
So it's at no cost to you.
All right, language is important.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I thought there was a cost.
Nope.
Like a membership fee or something with your agency.
So if you're a large corporation and you want to be a member of our agency, we do that. But for small business counseling, for what my group does, and we also do small non-governmental companies, like companies that are just getting started, we do totally no cost consulting.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the city of Chicago too offers a lot of workshops, like I said, and they're on YouTube, or you can go attend a webinar. There's also on our website, there's a list of other assist agencies too. And, you know, your local chamber of commerce, or is Illinois PTAC, that's the, like they oversee.
There are 9 PTACs in the state of Illinois.
There are other PTACs. Okay.
Yeah, there are other. There's College of DuPage. I don't want to name them because I don't want you to go to them. I want you to come to me. I'm just kidding. I don't mind. The Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. There's a bunch of other ones.
Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, there are other ones, but we won't mention them here. But you can go to our website.
Yeah, come talk to us. Why not? I gave you the link right there.
Or yeah, and you can also call the city of Chicago or email us if you have any questions. We don't handhold as much as WBDC would. We just don't have the resources for that right now. But we will answer a couple of questions here and there if you need help. But like I said, the How to Become Certified workshop is 30 minutes long and worth your time. If you attend a webinar, you have a question Q&A at the end, which is usually about another half an hour long.
Regents, what's the best way that people could kind of keep up to date on schedules for like webinars and workshops?
Yeah, you can go to our website, but we have DPS alerts, which you can also sign up for on our website. And that's a weekly blast on Monday, I believe, unless something comes up urgent, but that'll tell you what workshops are coming up, what bid opportunities are coming up, what events are happening. We have a vendor fair in August. I believe the location is the Herald Washington. I think it's over there. I'm not sure. I don't want to say exactly yet because it might change, but it is coming up in August. But if you sign up for DPS alerts, you will get notified of that. I also want to point out that one of the resources that's very useful is our buying guide, which is online too. It's a 15-month forecast of what the city of Chicago departments, sister agencies, Cook County, state of Illinois, CHA, CPS, what they're planning to buy in the next 15 months. And that's quarterly. So it's out there quarterly. So you can actually do a control find, put in what your business products are or your services, and then see, what may be relevant. So you're prepared when the time comes. But that's not, that changes. Even Department of Aviation alerts, they have their own alerts too. So those are for your airport concessions or your DBEs. I would even go further and say, go to, CPS, the public school website, go to CHA's website, go to all of those different agency websites, because they have their own procurement team to sign up, to see what's happening in that procurement world there.
Thanks, Regents. The last question is one I think is very relevant for a lot of folks within this group. So some farms and food businesses may not be incorporated as an LLC. What if a farm or food business is incorporated as a nonprofit or worker-owned cooperative business? Can they still become certified with you all?
With the city of Chicago, yes, you can. We certify sole proprietorships, partnerships, as long as, you have that expertise in whatever it is you're providing, whatever service or product you're providing. Product, I don't know. I don't know if if distributors and if there are distributors in this group. But if you are a distributor, so you get your products from either a manufacturing or a wholesaler, you would have to provide those agreements to us. And we might even, take a look at your inventory. So that is one of the things that happens for all federal, for all firms that are applying for the federal program, the DBE, ACDB, we do site visits. So we will, it's a standard interview, and we'll go to your location, or if you're uncomfortable, it can be over the phone too right now.
But I'll just chime in and say not-for-profits are not eligible for certification. And that's because not in like a bad way, it doesn't make sense for not-for-profits to get certified. Because they're not selling any goods or services to the government. So just that one point.
Right. Yeah, nonprofits. I think there is one small exception, which I've never seen. It's related to the BEPD program. It's the people with disabilities. So if it's not the owner, like the majority owner, but the employees are disabled, they may qualify for the BEPD. But that's not one of the programs where there's specific goals. It's more incentive. It's the minority and the women-owned businesses is where, when we talk about goals, where that needs to be met.
Thank you. I see a message from the chat. Steph Uplifted. Are out-of-state vendors able to be certified for Chicago, Cook, and Illinois opportunities, including the ACBDE airport concessions, thinking neighboring states such as Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan?
Well, not for the local program, but if you're talking about the federal program, your company needs to be certified in your home state. It's what we call wherever your headquarters is. So if your headquarters is in Indiana, you would apply it with Indiana in the state, whatever agency oversees the programs there, and then apply here for an interstate. And it's a much less involved process. It should take about, hopefully, less than 90 days to process that.
Nice. Does anyone else in the chat have any questions for Mara and Regents? If not, please take the advice of Mara and get that free consultation and circulate that with other people within your networks so they get free consultation. Yeah, whatever helps. And the more conversation that we have, the more better prepared we are for certification and readiness and more opportunities that we have for selling. So
I just am putting my email address in the chat too. If you have a question, I would love to just have a one-on-one counseling session with you, but if you have a question or just need a link or something, feel free to email me and I can get you an answer.
And I'll put our DPS certification and our phone number. Seven 4900.
Perfect. Reading some more, are there any gems that you want to leave us with before we start off? Or points to emphasize?
Yeah, go ahead, Maura.
I was going to say just, use the resources that are available to you. I'm available, Regents is available. Be smart about what you're doing and make sure you understand the process, understand the benefit to you before you go and do all this work to get the certification. Make sure it's going to work for you and make sense for your business.
Yes, absolutely. Just do your homework, right? Be proactive, look at resource guides, attend workshops, go to networking events, meet, potential prime contractors who you can do business with, and ask for help from your assist agencies.
Absolutely. Thanks, y'all. And I just want to reemphasize one of the bigger reasons that we invited folks who manage like the certification process is that, like, one, if you haven't been familiar with that process, it might be a difficult one to follow and identify when and how to connect with these folks here. So this is, I think a seamless opportunity to just connect. You got people's emails right there, and just put yourself out there. No matter where you are as far as your business development is, the more questions that you ask, the better prepared you might be, just going forward. So thanks y'all for attending. In 15 minutes, we'll be doing our closing panel with inspiring connections and best practices in local food systems relationships. So I hope to see everybody on the next call. Thanks.
Okay, thank
Thank you
you.
for
Thanks
having
for
me.
having me too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Absolutely.